Wires, Heather Boyd Wire here every Wednesday, usually at 1:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Probably better bet to say 2 p.m. Eastern Time. I should change that on my end of things, but it's all good. Today we're going to be doing some coffee cups for gifts for coffee lovers out there. So I'm a little behind, so I'm going to start by doing some sketches and then we'll get right into it. So let's go. Let's just turn the screen and I will pull up the video on my computer. So let's just do this. There's my ceiling. We're gonna, no, I didn't do that right. We're gonna flip the screen. There we go. There's some pliers so you can see my pliers while I pull up the video on my channel. On the wrong channel. There we go. My channel. Live. I'm back to going live on my phone. It's going to be much easier to see. Hi Amber, how are you? I think I'm going to pull it up a little bit. I also have to turn off the volume. I think we're good. And make sure we're going to be in the right direction. Maybe if we have to go that way, I forget. Yeah, we have to go this way, I think. That should be better. Excellent. Okay, nice to see you, Amber. Amber, if you have to cut out early, don't worry about it. I've been really running late these days. Have too many projects. That last video took me forever. I did a lot of research and I tried to film it just as a regular video and it was way too complex. So I made that slideshow, which worked much better. I'm just gonna get a pencil, my sharpener. I have my eraser. Perfect. So we'll start by doing some sketches. Usually I'm a little bit more together with my sketches, but not today. Hi, Corey. How are you? Oh, thank you, Amber. Yeah, it was good for me too because I get those questions all the time about wire, and it's always good to just go in there and figure it all out. Okay, so let's just start by, I saw this cute little coffee cup just in one of those little novelty type stores with, it's just like a keychain with a coffee cup. So I thought that would be cool. Just a basic coffee cup, and I don't know how I'm going to approach this yet. I think I'm going to do some resin, but I'm going to do some sketches first. So hopefully you guys can see the sketches, because I thought it'd be really cute if you could make some gifts for coffee lovers. So this would just be a basic kind of cup down there. Actually, we know someone just opened a coffee shop near us, which is kind of cool. So hi Cindy, how are you? We're making coffee cups. So I'm just going to play around with some ideas, and then we're going to go into it after. So the other thing I like to do is just like a line drawing with a simple line drawing type of thing. So you could do that type of thing, like even a heart if you want to do kind of a cute like coffee lover thing. You can go around, and maybe if you want a saucer, you don't have to do a saucer, but there's always that type of thing too that you could do if you want to do maybe an ornament or something. That could be cool. So you can hang it up with some beads or something. Hopefully you guys can see these okay. And what else? I mean, you could simply write the word coffee as well. There's the sky is the limit, right? I think I've done a kind of like coffee thing before in a frame. I think I definitely did that. So maybe I'll link that up in the description. The wall art with the coffee would be cool. And even a type of thing like you could do like a French press type of thing. So if you just do like, I don't know what kind of coffee you guys like. I don't really like the French press. They called them Bodems. When my parents used to have one of those Bodum machines. I forget how they work, something like that. There's like a base, and then there's like a little thing, and there's a kind of a press thing, and then there's that like springy thing around the bottom. So you could really have fun with this type of thing. Oh, and then there's like the button that you have to press it. I've actually made tea in one of these Bodum things before, but my parents used to have one at home. They had that, and then my sister bought them a Keurig machine, but I don't like the wastefulness of the Keurig things, so I just bought them a filter that they could put in their Keurig. So there's like all kinds of things that you can do with this, and wire art is how are you going to do this with a with wire. But I am going to try something with resin today. I did bring my resin up, so I wanted to do something like that with resin. We're just going to see. And the other thing you could do is just do a kind of coffee cup with that says coffee on it. You could do that. You could do one with a heart type of thing. So say you did something like that. You can do, I like this kind of take out cup type of thing, which is cool too. And then you could do like a little, I actually used to crochet those little coffee cozy things for fun. I went through a little kick where I did that. So then you could just put like a heart in it or something similar, something simple could be really good if you do like a heart in there. Oh, you weren't hearing me. Oh, okay. Oh, you hear the car? That's so funny. I told her not to swear. Let me see. Yeah, she's gone. Sorry about that. I did tell her to be careful because of the Bluetooth. Remember that time she swore? That's okay. We all swear in the car. Except for Susan, who never swears, which is amazing. Good for her. That's incredible. Goals. Oh, I saw another cute idea at one point. It was like a kind of a coffee cup, but then like a mustache. Mustaches are really in. So you could really kind of personalize these any way you want. That was, remember, Inktober, it just happened. That was the drawing competition, and the first cue, or the what do you call it, prompt, was mustache. And so I did a bunny with a mustache, and then that kind of prompted the whole series. I did bunnies, which was fun. So you could do something like that. Now I'm trying to figure it out as I go to do it with a one line, but the thing is, you could do this with resin. You could do like a little mustache with resin, would be really cute type of thing. And it would be also cool to do something that's like, just like, I was thinking like a little lips or something could be cute. I mean, you could do like a his and hers with lips, and she didn't say a word. That's so funny. Yeah, she has her camera event this on Wednesday, so she leaves and I do my live stream. I think that's what we're gonna do for now. We're gonna start with these. I don't want to get too out of control, and I do want to try a resiny type one. So what I'm gonna have to do is get my resin. So here's the resin. You guys have seen me work with this before, and you need the UV light. So we have the light. We'll just take that out so it's ready. And the light just plugs into the computer. So there's a USB cord. This is so easy. I remember when I first thought about doing UV resin, I was so confused. I thought it would be so complicated, but Mustafa showed me that it's really not complicated whatsoever. He made me a bunch of really cool stuff. So maybe we'll hear from him closer to Christmas when they're on holidays. Okay, so there's the resin. Okay, and this is, we use these for the mixers. This is Amber sent me these, and I've been using these with the resin. They're really handy, and maybe a little pokey one as well. I forget why you sent me those, Amber. Were they for to go with the drawing gum? I think they were. Sometimes it's handy to have this. You need to stir it up if you want to mix a color. Oh look, I even have keychains. Look at that in the kit. So let's get a keychain out. Corey, did I say hi to you yet, Corey? How are you, Corey? Nice to see you. We're going to do resin. Corey is the resin queen, if you guys didn't already know. There we go. Now, is that it? And a toothpick. I think we're good for now. So let's do that. Oh, I thought I had my lighter. I have a lighter in the cupboard just to get rid of the bubbles. And my stirry spoon thing. Where's my stirry spoon thing? Is it in here? They give you 2 spoons in the kit, and there's one that's better than the other. This isn't it. I don't know where it is though. The one with that actually looks like a spoon. One in the tape. You need tape. Here's the one. This, it looks like a little spoon. I like that one. Okay, that's it for that. Now, if I wanted to make a simple coffee cup out of resin, this is my big question. I bet you could even buy molds like that. I kind of like the idea of this being textured. So that was what I was wondering. I bet you can buy a kind of a rubbery thing that would work well with that. I'm going to get some plastic. What did I do before? I think I used a plate. So I have a hard surface. I'm going to use a plate, so I have a hard surface, and we are going to try to do something like that. Do I want to use flat wire? Let me get my flat wire. Okay, flat wire. I have a whole bin of flat wire. So, see, I keep my wire in these bins. And I do have a whole bin of flat wire. So let's have a look what it's doing. Now, this one's pretty good. Yeah, this one's not too thick. Maybe we'll go with that. They're both not too thick. Look at that. I have copper color and I have silver. And I have this gold one. I forgot I bought all this. These are good. That's aluminum. I think I had showed a picture of this in that slideshow about the wire. So let's take these out. And, oh, some stuff that I lost. There we go. Perfect. Love it when you find things that you lost. Okay. Oh, and we're going to have that sun issue with shadows and stuff, but that's okay. Your wire coffee heartbeat tutorials, a project. Oh, that's awesome. Yes, yes. I had made that sample, and Mimi gave it to one of her friends, and he and his wife love it. They have it in their kitchen. So let me get some scissors. Okay. And yeah, and then I have something exciting coming in December. Remember I've been telling you about updates to my channel. So one of the updates was doing a featured live wire on each video. So that's worked out well. We had Ashley the first time and Peggy the second time. So at the beginning of each video, I'm going to feature one person that has shared their work based on the tutorials and put a link to the videos. So that's really fun. It's just a fun way to be more interactive. And we have, of course, Live Wires for the Win is coming in the new year. I don't have a date set for that, but that's coming. And then I have some other challenge ideas that are coming too. So, and then the next 10-day challenge won't be till the new year, because that's a fair bit of work to organize that. So here's our tape, and to do the coffee cup, I haven't 100% decided how I'm going to do this, to be honest. So let's just cut some wire and play with it, because this is the part where we just try to work out the idea. And that's why I do these live streams, because I like to come up with some new designs, but it's fun to do it with you guys, because you guys always have some great feedback featuring people. I love that too, because you guys are so inspirational, and I've always shared the work on Pinterest and not Instagram, Pinterest, and in the slideshows, but it's fun to do something a little different so people can really be featured. I love that. I'm a busy beaver. Yeah, busy is good. Busy is good. I like working on a lot of things at once. I'm actually doing a lot more with my comics these days. I completely changed my style of writing comics, and now they're hand-drawn comics, which is full circle, because I used to do hand-drawn comics years ago, like 15 years ago. We used to go to the cottage every year, and I would do a hand-drawn comic, one a year, because it took so long. They were 8.5 by 11, 8-panel comics. And that's what started everything. And then I did photo comics, and then I got kind of tired of taking selfies because you need selfies for the comics. So now I'm doing them all hand-drawn, which is really, really fun. Okay, so if we're going to do this, and then we're going to need some kind of lid. But what I'm thinking is we'll just do that, and then the lid, it'll be darker. So maybe we could even get a different... I'm a little worried these are going to leak out, though. That's my issue. Maybe we should do the outside. Let's just try something. Okay, we're going to do the outside first. So we go out a bit and out. We're going to try this. And we're going to measure this. And we're going to go out a bit. That's not high enough. Okay, out a bit, and here I am just trying to make a bell. That's funny. Plus I have my Etsy orders. This is a busy time of year for regular stuff, like mostly earrings, like funky earrings and stuff, but also ornaments, Mark's bikes, and all kinds of different stuff. So there's always something. And then the digital products. I'm working on doing more digital products, because they're really fun, and it helps people so they can make their own gifts, which is nice, which is my goal. Is I'd rather not, sell so much of the stuff I make myself, but encourage people to make their own gifts. And I know Amber does a lot of that. You make gifts for all your clients, which is very, very dedicated, and I'm sure they super appreciate it. So what I'm going to do here is I want to be able to have a way to attach this to a keychain. So I think if we do a loop at the top, it's going to be the best. So, and we need it to be really solid if it's a keychain. So what I'm going to do for now is just do this for now. And I will worry about attaching those later, because right now all we want to do is make sure there's no gap here. So we have our basic coffee cup shape. Okay. And I should be taking photos of this, because I like to, when I do the templates, that people can have a good idea of how we got there. Okay, so it's gonna leak out a bit, but you guys know that you can like clip off the bits that leak. So let's take a little picture of that. And whenever we're on the Serena, my friend Serena has art calls, and I'm always reminding her to take photos, although it's not too important for her, because, or even for me, I could just go back and rewatch and screenshot, but the trouble is sometimes screenshot might be a little bit blurry. So if we start with that, maybe I want to do a little first coat of resin first, just to keep it, just to have a base coat. I think that might be a good idea, although I've done that before, and then when you go to put another piece, it's a little bit lifted out, which is probably okay for this, because I do want it to be more three-dimensional. So let's go ahead and just put some resin in there. I was watching, do you guys ever watch Mr. Kate? Mr. Kate is a influencer, kind of, she was an actress, and she married a man that she met on set who was a rock star, like he was in a boy band back in the, I guess, early 2000s or something, and his name is Joey something or other, and Zara or something, he was in a band called Click 5, and they got together because they met on the set, and then she was doing like home decor for her friends just for fun, and she had a DIY channel doing makeup and all kinds of stuff, and she got super popular, so she started this thing called We're Coming Over or something, and so they go to your house and they help like with home decor and renovations and stuff, and they got hugely popular. They have a furniture line and all kinds of stuff, and she took a time off because she had her second baby, and now she started back her We're Coming Over series, which is really cool. And she had one last night, and they did a resin project, and the resin project, I'm not gonna worry about bubbles in this, because we're just gonna, I feel like there's like a chunk, I don't know what that is. Oh, I have to get the phone, just a second. Okay, just 2 minutes, sorry, I'll be right back. Hello? Just a minute, please. No? Okay, I'm back. Sorry, that was for Mark. And we're just going to let that go. And then what we have to do is figure out how we're going to do the lid and the and this thing. And then we have to make the color. So usually the cup itself is just a white color, I would think. So we do have white, and then the lid would probably be brown, and then the thing in the middle. But maybe I could do something with this. I'm gonna just try something because I had an idea for this. So let me just remove this. Just do this. And we're gonna get a piece of this one. I don't know how big, maybe 10 inches. Okay. And then I'm gonna do a little crisscrossy thing. I'm not sure how big. Okay. Okay, we're gonna just do this. We're gonna go back and forth. How big? How big are those things? I'm just guessing with this. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm gonna just try to do like a little back and forth thing to make it look like corrugated cardboard. Now we're gonna see if this is gonna work. We're gonna go back and forth and see if it'll work. Okay, we'll just bend it back and forth, trying to get it even. Maybe work. There, actually I like that. We'll see if it's gonna look good in the cup, and see if we can try to get it slightly even. Trouble with sometimes when you do this, it ends up being starting small and getting too big, or starting big and getting too small. It's like knitting a scarf. I have a scarf that Allison knit me that's so like lopsided, but I love it because it makes me think of her when I wear it. It started like this and then ended up like that. Knitters will relate. Yeah, for sure. If you add too many stitches or you lose too many stitches, it's a bit of a mess. So we're just gonna go back and forth with this. If it's not perfect, I'm not gonna worry. So let's bring back this. So this would go in here. Oh, I like it. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, it looks like corrugated cardboard, doesn't it? That's so fun. Yeah, so we're gonna see, and you could do this without resin. You could just make a coffee cup. In fact, I might do that where I make one and it's, yeah, let's do this. So it's bigger at the top. So maybe like that. We don't want it too much. We don't want too much. But I think if we end it at the same side on both sides, we're gonna do this. And then this one we have to trim it a little lower. Okay. There you go. The aluminum's pretty easy to cut. So look at that, guys. That looks really cool. Maybe I'll take a picture of that. That's funky. Okay. I like that. Okay. Oh, good. The sun's going behind the clouds, so it won't be as bright. It's hard when there's so much bright light. So let's take a picture of that. There we go. I had to unplug my iPad to put my other thing in place. So if that would go in here, see, I probably could have maybe put it right in there. See, that's the trouble when you do put the resin first. Now that's hard, so it's gonna, I don't know how well that's gonna sit. What the heck is that? There was some lump or something. I don't even know what that is. I'm not sure how it, I guess there was a lump in it. I didn't realize. So let's mix some white, and then we also want to do something for the lid. So what I think I'm going to have to do is maybe do a line across or something to divide it, and we'll put the lid in there. Or maybe I could do, I need to think about that, because it's gonna, if I put this here, it's gonna leak. It's gonna leak down. So maybe we should do, oh, I have another color. I could do that. I maybe shouldn't have put that coat of resin first. I'm debating putting, here, let me get the brightness on my screen. I can't read this. I was debating getting a coffee mold. Ah, fun. Yeah, I imagine you can get a coffee mold, but I like doing things myself, so this is fun. So let's just go here. These coppers are really nice too. This aluminum with the copper color. So let's do that. And then here, yeah, let's see if that's in a good spot. Oh yeah, I think that's gonna sit in there, actually. Maybe I should have not done an outline. Maybe I should have done the pieces separate, but I'm not sure how I would do that. I'm just a little bit regretting having put that resin in the bottom, but I guess I could restart. I'm gonna just try it with this. Okay, and then this side, I'm gonna do this. We're gonna see if that's gonna work, and then I'll trim it. Am I on screen? Have you tried? Yeah. Amber, have you tried resin? I don't remember if you actually have made some resin or not. It's so much fun. It really is. Okay, so now let's just go ahead and clip that somewhat in the middle here. I really hope this works. Okay, do that, and then let's cut it around here too. Okay, so there's going to, I'm going to finish this somewhat at the top. Okay, let's see if it works. It's on my to-do list. 2026, yay! New Year's resolutions. That's awesome. I'm not sure what I'm going to do new in the new year. I'll have to think of something. Okay, so let's do this around here. Okay, that's sort of going to fit, but like I said, I think I messed up. I think I messed up with the putting the resin first. I'm almost tempted to restart, but I think I'm going to try it like this to see. So what we're going to do is, hopefully this is going to work. We're going to mix up a bit of the white, okay, in here, but not much. I don't think we need much. Is this open? Oh, no, oops, the lid on there. I have lid issues with this resin. I don't know why. Okay, and we don't need much, so I really don't want much. We're just gonna tap a little bit in there. Okay, that should be plenty, more than enough. Okay, and oh, I just got distracted and didn't finish my story. So Mr. Kate, she does, it's a woman, her name is Kate, but she calls herself Mr. Kate. So she did a craft yesterday for this woman's office decor, and they used UV resin. And what they did is they decoupaged some paper onto some forms to make some desk decorations and little platters and stuff, like little dishes to hold your knickknacks and stuff. And so they did that, but they were working outside and in the sun, and of course it hardens. So she's like, yeah, note to self, don't do resin outside in the sun because it's going to harden before you even have a chance to finish your project. And I've experienced that with things as well. So I'm just going to do a little layer. We might need more after of the white, but we're going to start with this, and I am going to get the lighter, I think, because I feel like there might be bubbles in here, but I might need more. I either mix too much or not enough. So let's just go ahead. I like that it's a little bit swirly and not super well uniformly mixed. Okay, so we're going to do this. Try to get those bubbles out if there are any. Okay, and then we're going to get this. Didn't quite go to the edge. We're going to get this and open it up a little bit. Okay, it will compress when we put it in there, so that'll go there. There, so that'll go there. And let's go ahead and, I don't know if it looks like a coffee cup, but we're gonna try it. Hi Lindsay, how are you? And now I need to get a brown color. Oh, we have to put this under there too, so it'll harden and we can remove that. So we're gonna put our little pot in there, and let's look for some brown. So we did white, could always add some more, and let's see if there's any brown, like for that handle type of thing. I have this. This is more copper, and it's a lot of nice colors. Ooh, this one's pretty. I bet it's, but this one's called coffee. We're gonna see. It's called brown. This is called copper. What color do I want to use? This one, oops, there's another brownish one called bronze. Ah, we were talking about bronze and brass yesterday. So it's hard to see with the sun is right in my eyes. I'm just gonna go over to the side. I think we're gonna use the medium one. Okay, so this is copper. We're gonna use the copper one, and we will mix some to do the lid. Actually, lids are sometimes dark. Oh, lids are sometimes dark, so maybe I think I will go with the brown. Okay, there we go. And then I'll try something after. Yeah, there might have been a coffee color. I think I sent a few of these mica things to Amber, possibly. I'm not sure. I think I kind of like went through them and tried to give us, I tried to share them out. So you had some that were similar, and I had some that were similar. So I don't know. Maybe Amber has a coffee color one. I'm not sure. Or maybe I sent them to my sister. I've lost track. I'm gonna have a sip of water. And then Lindsay, we're making a keychain with a coffee cup. So hopefully the keychain's gonna work. We have this, and then while that's doing that, let me get some wire to twist at the top. to attach. I have some 20 gauge artistic wire. We're gonna do that. And after, I'll try some non-resin ones. I do like the idea of maybe doing a coffee cup with a resin mustache. That'd be cool. So let's see how that turned out. Let's see if we can remove this stuff out of here. Yeah, it hardens, so let's take this stuff out. Okay. That's the key to cleaning your pot. You just put it under the UV light and then all the stuff comes out. Hopefully all the stuff comes out. I can wipe it on my pants. There we go. Perfect. Okay, and then this too, it should just pop out. There you go. Cool. It's like so satisfying when you do that. It's like popping bubbles or peeling glue off your hand or something. So let's mix a little bit of resin to go in the lid. And I think I will maybe have to add some more white to that. We're gonna check. So let's make a little bit of brown for the lid. Okay. You could also color it with nail polish if you want. So we'll put a bit of brown in there. Maybe, I don't know if that's enough. Let's try a little bit more. Okay. And, oh, the other thing that I'm doing is, I don't know if you guys follow Beadalon, but they have asked me to start making reels for their Instagram. So that's my new project. So they're not really sponsoring any of my videos on my own channel. They used to quite a while ago, but now they're hiring me to make videos for their Instagram, which is super fun because I've been collaborating with Beadalon for years. I love their products, so they have 2 videos up on their channel that are mine. So that's exciting. One is for the the braided bracelet using the beading station, and the other one is the angel with the wire wings made with the jig, the artistic wire jig kit. So, not sure. One of them. Aw, doggy just peep on you. Aw, that's fun. You guys and your pets. There we go. Okay, so let's put the brown in there. It actually ends up being more like the same color as the copper that I lined this with, so that's providential. This is going to probably take a long time to cure because it's thick and opaque, so I should have heeded your guys' advice and do it in 2 shots so it wouldn't be so thick. Wonder if it's too late. I'll take a little bit out. Okay, let's do that. Let's just do a quick curing, and then we're going to add some more. Oh, my computer's gonna die. Let me plug in my computer. Okay, whoopsies. There we go. Whoa. Okay. There. Perfect. So is that plugged in? Yep, it's charging. Excellent. We would not want to lose contact. So we're going to do that. I'm going to add a little bit more, and then maybe I'll start another one while we're at it and do a simple one, and then we'll get back to this one to finish it off. So I just have to decide what I want to do. I do like the idea of doing a heart. I think that would be cute. I mean, really, there's so much you can do with this for coffee lovers. It's really, the hardest part is decision making. I also do like the idea of the French press, and that's something you could probably do with resin as well. That would be really, really cool. I'm gonna try that. It's just, I'll do a quick cup and then I'll try something with the French press. Oh, thank you guys. Yeah, it's really fun. I like collaborating with people and with brands, and it's just really inspirational. I remember years ago I did one with the metal stamp company, and that was super fun. I even forget the name of that company now. Oh gosh, that was a long time ago. I haven't done metal stamping in a long time. And then of course the the laser. I filmed a laser video, engraving video for Christmas ornaments. So that one's coming out soon too. They just take a lot of editing. That's the main thing. It's really tricky to get all the editing done. So hopefully this thing is going to finish soon, and we will work on that. So maybe after this I'm going to do a kind of a coffee cup type thing. Just a very kind of loose one. Let me get some 20 gauge wire to do that with. Probably if I have some, yeah, I'll do that one with the 20 gauge gold, I guess. I also have brown. That could be good. Maybe I'll use the brown. Okay, so let's just add some more resin in here. And then we can go ahead and start another one. And actually I might do more. I might mix more white. Let's do a little bit more here. So I think it's better, probably Corey, you told me that, to do like smaller layers rather than one thick layer, because otherwise it's going to take forever to cure. Okay, so that's good. Make sure there's no bubbles. A little one, or is that I can't tell if that's a bubble or a little thing. There's a toothpick. Let's just check. I think it's a lump. Oh, that's what it is. It's a yucky lump. Okay, let's remove that. Oh, we'll put it on there. That was annoying. Okay, I'm glad I got that out. Okay, that's what happened in the Mr. Kate thing. They did their resin in the sun, and then her pot with the resin, she pulled out a piece that had kind of like hardened. That's really cute, but we do need more white. So let's go ahead and do this. And I think that's the most opaque white that I have. So we're just gonna have to go with, it's called seashell. See if there's an actual white. Oh, look, there's an actual white. So let's do some that's actually white, and then we'll add it in there, and I think that'll be good. I wish I had two pots. I don't think I have two pots, but I could just mix it on here. I'll just mix it on here. Let's just go ahead and do that. So I used the seashell, but now I'm going to use the white. I think it's going to be better. Okay, so let's just do that. And we'll use the other mixer, but this one I don't love, but it's better than nothing. Okay, so let's go ahead. Hopefully it's not going to be too dirty. Okay, how much? Not too much. And oopsies, like baby powder. Okay, don't want too much, so I'm going to actually put some at the side, and I can add it if I need more. So we're starting with this much. Of course, it's going to be hard to see. Okay. I think we are going to need that. Mix this up. See how opaque it's going to be. I think I'm going to try to mix it so it's pretty consistent. I'm going to put a little bit more. Okay, we just shake it out with the salt shaker side. Nope, that's the thick side. Okay, let's do a little bit more. Okay, that should be good. Oh, we're messing up our bristle board, but that's okay. So we're gonna do this, and I got my snow tires yesterday. I had tried to make an appointment at Costco, and they're booked until the 15th, and that's past our required date for snow tires. So I went to a local place, and they did a really good job, and I went in. I had never been there before, and our neighbor works there, so that was funny. So our neighbor Mackenzie, she used to own a coffee shop, and then she closed the shop quite a few years ago, and now she's working at the tire place. I think her husband's a mechanic, so that's pretty cool. They probably work together. Okay, so let's go ahead and add this. You know what? I like the spoon better, so maybe we'll do that. I'm going to remove this. We'll put that there so it can dry too. And we're gonna just peel that out, and we're gonna use a spoon to try to put the white in there. Because I think the seashell, oh, how in the heck did that happen? Is there brown in there? I don't know how that happened. Oh well. Okay, so I think white's gonna be better. We're just gonna do this. There we go. I think the white will be better. I should have maybe made it so there were no gaps in the crinkle part, in the Bristol board part. Not Bristol board, the corrugated cardboard part. So maybe if you do this, make sure those loops touch each other so it doesn't, so the resin doesn't leak down. I think that's a good tip. Because now I see there's a gap here, it might leak down there, but we're gonna try to get it in a way that it won't. Now, is this the best coffee cup in the world? Probably not, but it gives you an idea of how to do it. So let's go ahead and we'll put this here, and we are going to, I'll put that at the side. Okay, so we're gonna let that sit for a bit, and let us do a freeform one for now while we wait. And I'm gonna have a sip of water. And Amber, if you have to go, you just let me know, because I know this is not the best time for you, starting late like that. Okay, so let's just get some wire, maybe about, 12-ish inches, maybe 14 inches. Okay, and we're just gonna try that. I should have tried to remove that after. If I put the resin lamp on it, it might just peel off. Okay, so let's go ahead and free-form the cup. If you have a little crinkle bit, just use your nylon jaw pliers to do that. Okay. Now I did draw my picture a little bit big, so what if we let's see if we can freeform it. Because basically what I'm trying to do is like follow this shape here. But if we, let me just see, because I want to have enough wire. So we're going to go like that, and then up. Ooh, is that Mirta in the house? I think so. Okay, so we're just going to try to freeform this without tools. See how that goes. Okay. And then this one out, and then comes, maybe make this a little bit more elliptical around here. And let me just look at my picture. Okay, around here. Let's try something like this. Down. And there. There we go. Is Mirta here? I don't see a comment, but I saw the hearts, that's for sure. There also might be a delay on my end. That's possible. So Mirta, if you're here, hello. Okay, so we're just gonna do a kind of saucer like that. Doing this way. Push the button for this again. Okay. Oops. I'm just gonna try to make sure that's cured. And we're gonna bring this one in. A little in like that. And up, I guess. It's just up like that and like that. Just trying to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to just make this a little more flat here. Yeah, because we want it to be kind of really whimsical, and I find if you don't use your tools, you can get a better kind of like whimsical effect to it. Because sometimes when you use tools, it just looks a little stiff. So we're just gonna try this. And then we're gonna bring it around to make a handle, like that. Okay, I haven't quite figured how I'm going to do it, and then we're gonna do the heart at the top. And we'll make it a Mimi heart, of course. Okay. There. And bring that one around there. Oh, it's cute. I'm not quite sure how I want to finish it. Oh, you know what you could do? You could bend these back and put it into a, this could be a scrapbooking thing, like on a card. So let's do that. Okay, because sometimes I never know how to finish the ends. But if we do that, we're going to bend this back, okay, like that. Okay, like that, cute. And then this one too, we could do the same. We could just bend it back. So then we have these ends. I'll add it to my, I have a whole thing of templates for scrapbooking embellishments, so we'll add it to that as well. But that's cute. Look at that. So let's take a picture. Let's take a picture of that. And then I'll get a paper to put it in. Mirta DM to say she's watching but can't comment. Oh, well, hi, Mirta. I'm very happy you're here, and I'm sorry that you can't comment. That's a shame. But we know you're here. That's good. If you have anything to say, you can just tell Amber, and she will relay it. Okay, so let's do that. Whoop. There we go. Perfect. So now let's see if we can get a piece of paper or cardstock and put that. I don't know if I have already any paintings that would be suitable on. Not really. The only one I really have is this, but I don't know if that would fit. Coffee and grease. It's kind of funky. There we go. Let's see what else we have. If I had some abstract ones, could be good, but I don't think I have any currently. But I could make an abstract background and put it on the abstract background. Let's see what other things I have. I don't really have that much. Okay, but the idea would be like if you get the idea would be you would just get some nice cardstock or something, and I'll get a pen. Yeah, this would make a great card for a coffee lover. Oh, you got here. Yay. Awesome. So let's go ahead. Welcome, Mirta. I'm happy you got through. So what we do is we flip it upside down. Okay, so on the back, where your holes would be on the back of the card. So you stick that there, and then this one, you would stick a hole like where the handle would be. Okay, so we have our placement of the holes, and then you flip it, and we'll put this one here. This will be temporary, and maybe I'll put it on an actual watercolor card. That would be cool. Okay, we're going to do that and that. Okay, and then, whoops, came out again. There, and then you just put it down, and then you just bend these back. Which direction? I'm going to bend it up. So we just bend it down and down. You could put tape over the back if you want. And isn't that cute? It's a little coffee cup embellishment that you could put on a card, and you can adjust this so it lines up a little better with the holes. This one maybe I should have maybe put the hole in a different position, but you know, you can adjust it a bit. But it's really cute. I like it. I like the way that's like that. Cool, so there's that. Now, let us just, this is a little doodad, let's just see if that's gonna peel off if we do that. We're gonna clean out our pots. Okay, we're gonna clean these out. So I don't know if I'm gonna need more resin today or not, we're gonna see, but we're gonna just clean up this little pot so it's good for next time. Just put it inside out, it pops right out. Okay, there we go. And then this lid tooth, or this spoon, should be able to clean it out. Yeah, you just, yep, just pops right out there. It's magic. This one too, we're gonna pop it off so we can reuse these silicone stuff. And then this one I might have to redo. But what we'll do now is I think we can remove this from the tape. And we're just gonna pull this off. Pull the tape off. Get it off. And flip it over. And we're gonna peel it. And hopefully it cured properly. I think so. There. I mean, the back isn't beautiful, but it's all right. Okay, where's my... So here's that. And these ones I'm gonna just cure it again after, just so it... Let's just bring that over here. Okay, that one should be good. It's just a teeny little spot. So I want to make sure that gets out of the way. And here's our keychain. But can we take this bit off? That's what I'm wondering about. It's amazing. Thank you. Let's see if we can peel this off. At least it's, I don't think it's wet. You might need a knife or something. Maybe it's embeds in the paper. I don't even know what resin does on paper, to be honest. We're gonna see. I don't think it's gonna pop off like on silicone. I think it's firmly on there. So Mr. Kate had the right idea. She put resin on top of paper. I think it's pretty permanent. Anyways, I'm gonna get a new, oh, there we go. Yeah, it kind of pulls up a layer of paper. Oh, well, that's fine. It's this Bristol board. I could flip it over. I'm gonna have a sip of water. And so here's our coffee cups so far. I'm not 100% sure I love the lid, but it's okay. I think for a first attempt, it's pretty darn good. So let's get some 20 gauge wire. Okay, and wind it around the top so it doesn't, because this can come apart. We don't want that. So let's go ahead and wind it around a few times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I think if we wind it 3 times, we should be good. We're going to clip it. And this side. There. And we'll get our pliers. There. Press it in. Should be good. There. So that's nicely attached at the top. And then the other thing we want to do is the loop. But let me just see how we're going to do this. I'm wondering if we could just like, here, I'm going to push this to the side. I'm hoping if we just like remove this one, it's going to be okay. Because I just don't want too many ends. So let's remove this. I mean, the other thing I could have done is maybe, like, this is a little thick though. If it was thinner, I could have poked a hole through there. But I don't know if that's going to be very solid. So we're just going to clip that one. Cut this to about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch. Okay. Thank you guys. This is fun. I'm having fun. So where are my looping pliers? Here they are. So what size loop? We'll try this size. And this should be good. Yeah. And let's just hope, I'm a little worried that's not going to hold its shape too well for a keychain, but for the sake of making the sample, we're going to do that. Because the other thing you could have done is, I guess, made 2 loops. But I'm just trying to think of the best thing. I think this is okay for now. It's not the best, but it should be all right. It's, I mean, it's soft wire, but hopefully it'll hold its shape. That's the thing with aluminum. I guess you could have done it with the artistic wire too. So we have a loop. It's a very stylized coffee cup. It's kind of cool. This is a little clear in there. We could have maybe added a bit of resin in there. It might have been interesting, but I think I'm not going to be too picky about it. And then we'll get our keychain. Can we open this end of the keychain? I think I'm going to need, oh, well, all I have to do is open that up. I could have got a jump ring. I just got to open it like that. So I'm a little worried it's going to come out. I should have maybe got a jump ring. Is that going to fit in there? Yeah. Well, I think it needs a jump ring because that's going to get all weird and tangled. So let's just, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. Sometimes if your loop is too big, it's going to, it gives it more chance to pull apart. I always feel that if something's a little more small and compact, it's going to be more, more resistant, more like almost more dense or something. There we go. So this is a smaller loop, but what we can do is put a jump ring. Okay. There, that's probably better. So let's get some 18 gauge wire to make a jump ring, because I don't think I have any handy, or even for that type of thing, you could get 16 gauge if you want something really thick. I don't know if I have any. Oh, I know, I have some under my table. That's thicker, stronger wire. It's 16 gauge. I'll use it for ornaments sometimes. Okay, so here's a piece of 16 gauge. And we're going to do a loop. Let's try to cure the rest of that resin so I can get rid of that. So let's see if this is going to be big enough for a jump ring. We're going to check. It's a little small, but we're going to see. Let's try a bigger one, slightly bigger. Let's try this one. That one. There. Okay, let's try that. Ouch. Whoa, what did I do? I just pinched myself. Wow, I've never done that before. That was weird. Okay. There we go. That was really strange. I think I pinched it in there. Very odd. Okay. Clip. And clip, and then I'll make one more thing. I really want to make that French press. I don't even like French press coffee, but, and if you guys have to go, you know, no worries. I got a couple of things done anyways. So let's add the jump ring. Yeah, let's do a heavy duty jump ring because it's a keychain. Look at the keychains like this are made out of steel or something. Okay, perfect. Yeah, 16 gauge is better for a jump ring for a keychain. How cute is that, guys? Oh my gosh, that is the cutest. And then there's that. But we're not done. Let's do more. I'm gonna have some water. It's actually pretty cool. I like it. The lid maybe needs some work, but only because it would look more 3D if it was something like that. I wonder if I should have done the outline in brown. Because that would have been another idea. Love it. Thank you. Gorgeous. Yay. You guys are awesome. My daughter Sylvia used to work in cafes. She knows all about coffee. Long, short. Ah, nice. My favorite is flat white. What's your guys' favorite kind of coffee? I love a flat white coffee. So I'm just gonna try to have a look at this for next time. If I did something like that, if I did that, and then for the brown, the idea is I would have liked to have something like that type of thing, like to show the top, and then maybe something like that. I wonder if that would have been better. But then you'd still need this around the outside to hold it all together. That's an idea. But I kind of like that idea. You go like that, like that, like that, and like that. And then it's going to look more three-dimensional. No, like that, like that, like that, like that. Where's my eraser? Okay. Yeah, that's going to look more three-dimensional, more realistic. Because right now, you don't really have that illusion. So you would end it there and end it there. And then, if you had your coffee cup around it, to hold it together, I think that would be cool. I think that'd be really cool. Although maybe, I think you need that outline. I really do. Cool. Una lagrima en Spanish. White chocolate mocha for me. Woo! Oh, chai latte is good too. Yeah, you and my mom are very similar, Amber. She loves white chocolate. She likes white chocolate, caramel, all that good mild stuff. Okay, let's just do it, guys. How are we gonna do this? I like that idea. I mean, would you do it 3D? That's the question. I foresee this as being like actually making a little one in real life and it being very mechanical, but we can't do that. At least not with the technology I have currently. So let's just play. So say we're doing something like this, and we have the basic shape. This would be like the sort of the glass idea, but then there's always a lid. Okay, and then there's always this thing that goes down, and then there's, but let's imagine it not 3D. Okay, let's imagine it, this would be a spring. Okay, and that would be like that. So how would we do this if it wasn't 3D? How would we do it if it was just like that? Let's just imagine. Okay. So if we did that, usually this is a separate entity. Actually, let me look up. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, it's expensive. I had just recently started curbing my coffee shop habit because I realized how much money I was spending, which was ridiculous. So I bought some instant coffee, and what I do is I take a spoonful of instant coffee, it's the Nescafe, and I get a spoonful of hot chocolate mix, just 1 spoon, and I mix it with water, and then hot water, and then I put some, I'm just looking up a picture of the Bodum to see what it looks like. I mix it with water, and I put a bit of cream. That's really good, really, really good. Okay, so if we have, this is like the base. I'm just looking, I see it. Looks like it goes up. Oh, they have a few. There's some that look like that. There's some that attach on this side. Looks like a lot of them are like this type of thing. Okay. Oh, Oh, you know what? I think I have one. Hang on. Haha! Look at that. I have one. I just look at this. That's so funny. Okay, caramel frappe, yum. Carnation breakfast essentials. What's a carnation breakfast essentials? That sounds cool. Is that like Boost? We used to buy Boost for my parents, but now my dad gets everything at the nursing home, and my mom has everything at her assisted living. Okay, so I'm just looking at this. It looks like there's a metal. How genius! Who invented this? It's so cool. So it looks like there's like a metal strip and a metal strip. Okay, and it looks like it kind of like goes right into this plastic thing, which is cool. So it kind of goes like that. Okay, so this is like white, and this is metal, but anyways, it could be any color. So I like understanding things. So actually because sometimes when you see a photo or a drawing, you can't really understand it. But this, so this could be there, but we could also put it, we do it at the underneath. Let's see what the images look like. It's just like that. So then under here, you would have like this spring. Okay. And then this thing will go up here. Okay. And then this is attached to the lid. So this, actually the lid is here. Okay. And then this lid is here. Okay. And then that is attached. So this is all attached, and this is just a big long stick. That's pretty cool. And then there's other combinations and permutations of that, similar to Boost. How cool. Well, that's good. It gives you extra vitamins and stuff. I like that. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, especially since you're such a busy person, I'm sure sometimes you don't have time to sit down and eat. So that's a great solution. Okay. What do we want to do? Let's get serious here. So here's some silver wire. We could make the outline with 18 gauge or not. Okay, so there's that. And what color do we want our bottom? Should we make it maybe red or something? We should make it nice. So I do have red, 20 gauge. And then we need the metal part at the bottom. So we need a spring for that. But maybe we should make it, the outline, in a thicker wire, like 18 gauge or something. Let me grab some 18 gauge. And, okay, so I have 18 gauge straw, and I have silver, and this one's super strong. This is the brass. This is the brass wire, so it's really, really strong. Half hard, they say. And how big do I want to do it? Do I want to follow this, or do I want to make it smaller? I also like the 3D one as well, but that's might be next level. So let's just take some 18 gauge wire. If it's too thick, I can start again and use something else. And we can. I also have to think about how I want to attach everything. So we're going to see. I kind of like the idea of being it curved at the bottom too. Maybe we could do like a kind of a hybrid type of thing and have it like kind of 3D. Because I find it a little bland when there's no depth to it. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, and I don't gotta worry about it being exactly the same. size. Okay. Kind of don't want it too big either. But let's just go like that. Let's see if that's, yeah, we're gonna make it a little smaller, I think. So I did curve it a little bit. And then up here, we can get our round pliers and bring it out a bit. Okay. And then straight across. Let me just see what I want to do here. If we use the tubing, that'd be cool too. If we did the red tubing for that, that'd be really interesting. And this could be, I guess, this could be red as well. What if, let's just see. What if we did it in the same way? Remember we did those Wizard of Oz ones with the dress? And we kind of attached it in different ways. So if we bring this one straight down the middle, okay, if we do that, that could be the stick. Maybe this shouldn't have been 18 gauge wire because now it's going to be a little bit big. Okay, I'm going to pivot a little bit. Let me find 20 gauge gold. Okay, I won't waste those, but I have a different idea. I'm going to try. So we're going to get some 20 gauge wire. We're going to measure, I would say about 15 inches, okay? Let's try that. 15 inches times 20 gauge gold. Okay, I need an alfajor with a coffee. It's a Arabian sweet snack. Wow. Oh, dulce leche, that's the best. Mimi's drinks a coffee. It's Van Hoot Coffee, which is a Quebec brand. And they started a coffee company over 100 years ago. And you can buy their ground coffee, but they also have a few coffee shops left in Montreal. But they have a dulce leche flavored coffee, and it's insanely good. So good. Let me see if I can find the package. Yeah, here it is. Dulce leche, Van Hoot. If you can get it, I highly recommend it. It's so good. So good. Amazing. Hi Latidra, how are you? Nice to see you. We're just making coffee related wire art, and we are hoping that this one's gonna work out. I had a couple of false starts, so we're gonna bring this one up, okay? And then we're going to imagine where the spout's going to be. I could probably remove this now. And we're gonna do like a spout thing. Because what I was thinking could be cool, I'm gonna bring this one across, and then I'm gonna end it in the middle, okay? Do I wanna curve the top? We could. And what if we bent that in the middle-ish? Hopefully it's gonna be the middle. And then this one, we have to bring down, up and down. It looks like a picture, but that's not what we want. I think I might go straight across on the lid. We're gonna see. I think I might go straight across on the lid. I don't mind if the bottom's curved and the top isn't curved, but this one we're gonna have to bend it a little bit more. See, what we need is a 17 gauge, not a 17, 19 gauge wire, because I find the 18 is too thick and the 20 is too thin, but we can't do much about that. So what I want to do here is I need to wind one around, okay, that's what I was going to do. Let me just see. Okay, what if we did this, and then we bent this one that way a bit? Hopefully if it's gonna work. I don't know how I'm gonna hold this, but I'm thinking, wouldn't that be fun if we could twist those? We're gonna try that. But how in the heck are we gonna hold them? That's my question. Okay, we're gonna do that, and we're gonna get our nylon, that's the word, insane. Okay. Okay, what if I held it here and tried to do the twist? Okay, I'm not sure what it's gonna look like at the top, but we're gonna just try to twist it down. Okay, how far down? That's the question. Maybe a little more. Okay, so we've got this, and maybe we should take a picture of this because this is gonna get pretty intense pretty quickly. So let's just do that. We can maybe take a picture like that, or like that, like that. There we go. Okay, so we've got that. And what we want to do is we're going to push this down. Okay, so we have, and already I see I've twisted it too much. So we're going to do this. We're going to twist it down. This is definitely going to be art. Let's see how well it turns out. So this is going to be like that. And then this goes to either side, but then we want to make a coil on either side. So let's bring it back up a little bit. Okay. And then we need something to coil it around. So I did have that thick wire, but I think I probably checked the scrap. So let's get another piece of that 16 gauge wire. Do you want to see my roll of wire? Oh, it's so heavy. There we go. Oh, we can't see it. That's my wire. Oh, I just got dirt all over it. Oh my gosh. That's a nightmare. I just got, must have been dust in it. There's like dust bunnies living in my wire. Yuck. There we go. Let's clean that up. Ooh. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we're going to make a coil. So we have this piece of 16 gauge wire, and we're going to make a coil. So how are we going to do this? We're going to hold this here and bring this one around. Okay, we're going to go around and make a coil. 1, 2, not too close together. 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's try that. And then this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, these ones should have been more spread out. So if we want to spread them out, let's move these. What you can do is you just like get your little round pliers and just give it a little squeeze in between each coil. That's just going to spread them out. Otherwise, like, how are you going to do that and make it even? Okay, so let's test. It's going to be too wide now, so if we want to push them back together, let's see if we can do that with these. If not, we could maybe get the flat pliers. Okay, let's get the flat pliers. Try to bring those in together a little bit more. So the trick is to get them somewhat even. I haven't decided if I want to attach them to the side of the thing. So yeah, push it down. And I think these are maybe too spaced out. And I did probably too many. I need to bring them in a little bit more. Pulling them in with the end of the chain nose pliers. And this one too. There. There. Okay. So that's kind of cool. Maybe it should have been more bigger, larger, maybe. Okay. So now we have to loosen it up. So you have to kind of unwind it a bit to loosen it up. And we take those out. So this would be at the bottom. Okay, it's kind of cool. You know what? I think I'm just going to clip them because if I attach them to the side, it's going to look weird. So let's just go ahead and clip these. Okay, and this side too. Okay. And okay, so we have those clipped. You could push in those ends a little bit. Just push those ends in a bit. And this one too. There, it's pretty good. And then that would just sit kind of inside there. See, the 20 is a little soft for this. This is the artistic wire. I could have used 20 gauge German wire. That would have been maybe stronger. But that's okay. I don't always use the German wire on the live streams because I don't want to use it up. But actually, at Michael's, it's actually cheaper than the artistic wire, so I maybe shouldn't hesitate to use it. At Michael's, you can get the coupons, so it ends up being a little bit less expensive. Sorry, the German wire is pretty affordable. Amazon, it's a little more expensive. So I'm thinking I have too many coils. I'm just going to take my glasses off. I'm going to cut one off. Okay, I'm going to cut one off there. And I'm going to cut one off here. Okay, I think I just had too many coils. So let's also count them. This shouldn't be taking me so long. I think I'm being a little too fussy about this. So that should be pretty good. And you can adjust it as you need. Okay. So, and yeah, maybe we should not curve the bottom so much, because if the bottom's curved, then these should be curved a bit too, which is okay. Okay, so that's kind of where we're going with that, and then we want to add the handle and the lid. So let's use red, and every time I say the word red, I remember I used to work at doing jewelry with special needs kids at the high school, and there was one young man with autism, and he was pretty nonverbal, although he had a few little words he would say. And the one word he could say was red and blue. So when we were beading, and I'd say, Jonah, you know, would you want a red bead or a blue bead? And he'd be like, red. And it was always just red, like that was his one word, and it's just like, wow, that's so cool. And so every time I hear the word red, I think of him very fondly. Those were good times. I really enjoyed that. Okay, so what am I gonna do here? I don't know if this is gonna work or not. So what we wanna do is make it kind of a handle thing. So we're gonna bring this one around here. Yeah, it was so much fun. We used to make jewelry, and then the kids would have a sale every Christmas to raise money, and then they would go back into their program for pizza nights or different, you know, buying books for them, or just different like things that would help their program be more fun. You know, it was really fun. I haven't been in years. When Mimi stopped going to the school, I got into other things as well. But as far as I know, they still run that program, so that's pretty cool. We actually ran into the drama teacher from her high school a couple of weeks ago at the grocery store, and it was pretty cool to see him, Mr. Pinsky. And he was amazing. He used to do like improv and competitions with the kids and shows, and it's really fun stuff. Kids are so creative. Okay, so here we have our handle. We're just doing that. I worked with special needs kids. Oh, that's awesome, Corey. Was that in the schools? I really enjoyed it. No, it seems like a lifetime ago. You know, my friend actually got into it because she has two daughters with autism, and so she started like working as an aide in schools, and then now she's like she's a resource coordinator at the local high school. So it's pretty cool that she's really, you know, created a career out of what she's learned with her own children. And she used to be so good. She'd like have all these like printables and exercises and different things. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. Okay, so we're getting there, guys. This is kind of cool. I'm wondering if maybe I should just coil it. Oh, the other thing I didn't do was the band across. Oh, okay, I made a mistake. I should have done the band across to hold it in place, although it doesn't. I'm not really going that direction with it now, so. Because you could do the bands, I could have done the bands across with this cool. Maybe I will do that. I wonder if I could do that. I could just change the shape of the handle a little bit. What if I kind of changed it so this was more like straight? Let's try this. Because now it's kind of like not what I originally planned. So what if we put this up and then this can go like down, okay? And then this way, because I do want this more down. I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that. Okay, whoops. Okay, let's try this. Yeah, what if we made this a little bigger, brought that down a bit, because I did want that to go across. I forgot about that. I'm off camera too. Okay, so I did kind of want this to go across like the picture, although I don't know now. I don't know if I want to do that, because we could do that and then back and then make the lid. I think we should try it though. I think we should at least try it to know if it's a good idea. Okay, so let's do this. What if we go here, and if we want to go back, we can make a little hook. Okay, so we're just going to bring this back. Make a little hook. Okay. Here. And bring that back to the front. So that way the wires stay on the front. Okay, oh, I'm off camera again. Okay. The wires stay on the front. This gets a little adjusted a bit. Okay, so see, the wires stay on the front, so it looks like a kind of a band type of thing. And then this one, okay, let me just think. What if we bring this one here? I could do the lid separate maybe. This one's going to be really, really freeform. So now if we double this up, we have a thicker handle, which is cool. Okay. And we have a thicker handle. And we can bring this through here. What if we, okay, because I'm going to run out of wire. So we're going to bring this one here, around here. Okay, and then if we brought this one around here, okay, so we could do the same band again. The spring will sit underneath it. Hopefully I have enough wire, maybe barely enough wire. Okay, we're going to do this. And then this will be it, guys. So if you have to go, I'm so sorry we went overtime. I have to go to the post office actually. So we're going to do this, bring this one around. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to bend this back. And I really hope I have enough wire. I'm going to barely enough wire. Okay, so this is going to go here. Close that up, bend that in, and it makes like a little hook. So that way, because if you wind it around, rather than doing the hook the wires are going to be on opposite sides. But if you do a little hook like this, then the wires both stay on the front of your piece. See that? So they're both on the front. Otherwise, if you wound it, it wouldn't look like that. It wouldn't quite look like that. So let's just fix that up. Okay. Bring this one in. And then wind this bit around. So, well, I'm going to just wind it this way because otherwise it's going to not like hold in place well. So we're just going to wind it in here to hold it all together. Sometimes you just have to freeform it. School, Smith Falls Institution. Oh, nice. Wow. That's amazing. That's so cool. Wow, that's amazing, Corey. That must have been challenging and rewarding work. That's for sure. Amazing. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna get that in there. Okay, so we have our handle. It is looking like a bit like a Brita. And then this one, I've kind of started this coil, so I could keep going with the coil to bring it around the bottom, or it's going to be maybe tricky to coil the whole thing. So what I could do is just bring that on top, and if you want it to look more, let's just pretend we coiled the whole thing, because that might, let's see how that's going to look. Like we could coil it, or we could coil it, or we could bring this across and just coil it a bit here. So you could do what you like. I'm going to abbreviate it because it's going to take me a long time, and it might be a little, lots of challenges, I'm sure. Wow. It's amazing the impact we have on people too. I'm sure you impacted a lot of people. There we go. And I find we always learn so much too when we you know, we're finding solutions to helping people and stuff. Yeah, I actually still see some of the kids that I used to teach at the school. There's one girl that I always see in the Point Claire village. She lives near there. And another young man, his dad is a musician, so sometimes he goes to his shows and we see him there, so that's pretty cool. There we go. Okay, so we're getting there. My hand's a little complaining because sometimes when you like hold the wire so tightly, it can hurt after a while, so my hand is starting to seize up a little bit, so I'm just gonna have to be careful. When you hold something too tight, that can happen. So let's just bring, we want the red wire to sit on top of the gold, so it's kind of camouflaged. We can move this back while we finish the coiling because it's just getting in the way. So we're gonna move that spring to the side so we can continue with our coil here, and I'm only doing this to make it look a little bit more consistent. I don't know how accurate looking it is now, but what you could do is if you have one you want to replicate, you can just you know, adapt the design based on what you're doing. So this is that. Maybe one more. Maybe one more, and that'll be it for that. And then all we have to do is the lid. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so let's clip that. And yeah, looks pretty consistent. This one, like I said, you just have to like kind of push the red so it's on top of the gold. I don't want to do too much messing around. I don't want to scratch the wire. Okay, so there's that. Now this one, we have to push it back down so it's actually going to sit in place. So what we're gonna have to do is like push this part out and this part in a bit. So this goes out, that goes in, and now it sits in there. There's one little spring that's a little bit too spread. Let me just try to fix it. It's not too bad. Yeah, my springs aren't super even, but that's okay. And I think I might straighten this bottom out a bit. Yeah, I think I'm not going to try to make it look too 3D. I'm just going to straighten that out a little bit. So this is pretty good. Okay, so now we just need the lid. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to have a sip of water. Sharon, hello, hello. Okay. Sharon shared her angel in the Wire Makers Club, and you said you ran out of pegs. You couldn't find your pegs, so that was a good solution. I think you used nails, eh? That's awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and get another little piece of wire and try to do the lid. And then I'll show you guys what we made today, and that'll be that. I have to go to the post office. The traffic's going to be terrible. Okay, so also it seems to be attached there. So what can we do about that? Maybe what we'll do is just going to bend this, put it here, okay, put it down through here, through the top, remove some of this stuff, and let's bend, let's see, let's bend one to here, one to here, okay, and so that kind of creates that little part at the top where it's attached, and then this part, yeah, we could have coiled across the top too, but it's going to get pretty busy looking. So what if let's wind this around here, through here, we're going to get the end, I'm going to do that, okay, and this, so then this one, what if we brought this back here, across, okay, so kind of like cover up the gold again, the best we can, and then if we take this and bring it to the back, and then out to the front, we have little nooks and crannies that it's hard to get everything in place. I'm going to pull this, I'm going to take just another pair of pliers and kind of wiggle it. There we go. So we have a straight line across with the red, and then this would be the lid. I can bring it around. This I'm going to bring around, and I think I'll just clip it because we only have a teeny little end there. So let's clip that. Make sure we don't clip through all the wires. We've done that before. We did that also with the Wizard of Oz. I think we cut something, and I had to attach a wire, which, you know, it's not the end of the world, but it's better to not have to do that. Okay, so here's this. I feel like it could have been a little more prominent, the spout. Is there something I can do about that? Let's see. I maybe should have like not put the, maybe I should have like brought this in a little bit, just to, so it messes that up a bit, but it just makes it, you see that there's a little bit more spout. Maybe that. Anyways, I'm not going to worry too much about that, but you can maybe make the spout a little bit more prominent. And And then this part, you want to bring it up, and then we want to make some kind of like thing here. So let's just take this, we're going to make some kind of knob in the center, and let's make it a decent size, okay? Let's make that a decent size. So if that, is it over enough? Let's maybe bring that over a little bit more. Okay. We also don't want to bend, break the wire. So if we try to center that a little bit more, okay. And we could even do our little like thing where we make that triangular, like kind of fill it in with kind of a more spiral thing. We could do that because otherwise it's kind of empty. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. And you improvise. That's awesome. That's the best way to do it. Okay, so now I just filled that in a little bit just to make it look a little better. If you want to kind of flatten it out, get your nylon jaw pliers, because that's going to not scratch the wire. And then we're going to bend this out like that. Okay. Maybe a little lower. Okay. Put some nylon pliers. There. Perfect. So we've got that. Excellent. That's pretty good. This is a little funny here because I had to kind of bring it over a little bit. We could probably also do that here and slip these in and kind of just a little flick of the wrist, and then it brings it over to that side a little bit. There's always these little adjustments that you can do. I did scratch the wire a bit, but I'm not going to worry. You could always get some nail polish or something. Okay, so that's cool. And then this, we want to bend this down. Okay, bend this down here, like that. Maybe a little bit more. Okay. See how centered that is. That's pretty good. And then we're just going to take this and bend it. Okay, and I don't think I need that much wire, so let's clip it off. And I could fill it in more, but I think I'm going to try to keep this a little more simple. I'll just see what that's doing. No, I think I want to pull it out. Okay, and we're going to bring it maybe back here instead. Yeah, I think it's going to look more even if we bring it back here. So, and then I'm going to bring it through the back. And pull this a little bit, wiggle it. If you want to just, you're not sure how much to pull it, just do little wiggles. Okay. And then I think I'll just clip it flush. Okay, push that end in. And maybe get this again. So that's kind of cool. The gold is showing a little bit, but probably isn't too bad. We might be able to adjust it. I'm going to take my glasses off. So, oh, I see the wires to the back. If that wire was to the front, it would hide the gold a little bit more. But, and then now we can't really do it this way either because the hooks are on the back, but that's okay. We might be able to bring this down a little bit more. Let's just see. Bring it down a little more. On this side too. Bring it down a little more to cover the gold. I'll just try it. Yeah, we could do that. That just covers it a little bit more. Oh, that's and just showing up a little too much. Let's just trim that a little more. Always put your thumb over it when you trim it too. So I think we could, like I said, probably trim it with, touch it up with the nail polish. I'm just going to adjust that so it's a little more centered. I'm going to bring this in there so it sits in there properly. And that looks pretty darn good. Maybe just fix the curve here. Wow, guys, we did it. Amazing, awesome. Okay, so what have we got? We've got that one. We've got that one, and where did I put the, here. So let me know which one you like the best. We have the coffee cup card, we have the coffee cup keychain, and we have the Bodum French press. Wow. What do you think? Looks cool. Thank you. Amazing. Thanks, guys. That was so much fun. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. Let's take a picture. I can't believe we did that. Okay, so let's take a picture. I have to go to the post office. Traffic is going to be horrible, but this was worth it to stay and do this. Oh, look at that yucky little bit that I peeled off. There we go. There we go. Perfect. So let me know which is your favorite. That was fun. Wow. Keychain. Awesome. Yeah, I love the keychain. Yeah. It's cool, eh? I think that would be a great gift. A wonderful gift. So I'm going to put together the templates so we have those. And like I said, there's a few tweaks I could have done with the keychain, but it's symbolic, right? So it looks pretty good. Yeah, so thank you guys so much. Let me flip the screen so I could say a proper goodbye. I wonder if my hair's dry yet. I washed it 3 hours ago. Let's see. Oh, there's our neighbor's house. Yay, guys, awesome. That was so much fun. I have my favorite shirt on. Art is never a waste of time. Awesome. So thank you guys so much for hopping on the live stream. I think this is crooked. Let's fix it up a little bit. I feel like I'm in the crazy kitchen. There we go. Awesome. And thank you, Amber, always for moderating the chat. Sorry I went over time. I'm not sure if your doggy pickups are there right now, but I appreciate you always being here. And thank you guys always for your great suggestions and ideas and for sharing your amazing pieces in the Wire Makers Club this weekend. I'm not sure the tutorial this weekend we're going to see. And let me know for next week if you have other ideas for the live stream. I would love troubleshooting ideas, and we could do some holiday stuff. Or actually, I sent Amber a picture of this really cute earring. It was like the dog head, a middle and tail, and an earring. And I thought we could do that with resin. So I might do something like that next week. We're going to see. And yeah, everybody, I hope you have a great rest of the day, a great night. And we will talk to you guys soon. Okay, bye.